Hello, you guys, and welcome back to the Abundance Lab, the podcast where we talk about the intersection of neuroscience, energetics, and liberation for women of color who are ready to live in abundance without anxiety, fear, or burnout. I'm your host, Lauren Marie, neuroscientist, mindset coach, and the woman who's done the whole hustle till you drop thing and finally learned that peace and prosperity can actually coexist. Today, we're talking about breaking the hustle, how to stop overworking and still attract more. Because let's be real, so many of us, especially Black women and women of color, were raised to believe that hard work is the only path to success, that rest is laziness, and that struggle equals worth. But what if I told you that the exact energy you're operating from when you overwork is actually blocking you and the abundance you're working so hard for? Let's start with the truth. Hustle culture isn't just a habit, it's a survival mechanism. For so many of us, especially first-gen success stories or women breaking generational cycles, the hustle becomes our identity. We learned early on, if I perform, I'm safe. If I achieve, I'm loved. If I produce, I'm valuable. And from a neuroscience perspective, that belief wires your brain to release dopamine only when you're doing. So when you rest, your brain literally thinks something's wrong. That's why you might feel guilty resting or relaxing. It's not just a mindset, it's neuroconditioning. But here's the thing. When your nervous system is in constant hustle mode, you're in survival, not creation. Manifestation doesn't flow in survival. You can't receive when you're in fight or flight. So when you're hustling from fear of being broke, of not being enough, of losing momentum, your energy signals scarcity, even when you think you're doing all the right things. And the hustle wound for women of color runs deep. For Black women and women of color, hustle culture isn't just societal, it's ancestral. We inherited work ethic from generations who didn't have the privilege to rest. Rest was not safety. It was risk, especially my Black women who have ancestral roots to America specifically. In the time of slavery, if you were not producing, you were killed. So quite literally, our familial lines, our ancestral lines only exist now today from the hardest and biggest producers in slavery. So this is so deeply ingrained in our DNA. It's no wonder why every Black woman you see killing it is on hustle mode. That's why hustling is in all the rap songs. We have literally been conditioned to think that hustle is the only way to thrive and survive because for hundreds of years it has been. But it doesn't have to be that way anymore. And even now, in corporate spaces or entrepreneurship, there's this unspoken pressure to prove ourselves, to be twice as good, just to be seen as equal. That's why so many of my clients come to me exhausted. I was exhausted when I started my business. Before I started my business, I was working over 40 hours a week in healthcare, thinking this is just what you have to do to be successful. I have to pay my dues to make my money. My clients have achieved things that would make anyone proud, but they still felt behind. They still felt unsafe slowing down. And if that resonates with you, it's not just you. It's internalized oppression. It's a subconscious belief that our worth is tied to output. But here's the reframe. Your ancestors didn't sacrifice so you could keep suffering. They endured so you could rest. So you could create from ease. So you could build abundance without repeating their exhaustion. Let's talk about what it actually looks like to unlearn hustle mode, both practically and energetically. Step one, having safety in stillness. You can't go from grind mode to goddess energy overnight. Start by creating micro moments of rest that feel safe. You guys, I have a tattoo on my leg that says relax because I struggled with feeling safe to rest and relax. I would become overwhelmed with anxiety and guilt anytime I took time to rest or not be productive. Even days where I was laying in bed, I still felt like I needed to be productive by journaling or meditating or reading a self-help book, etc., etc. But you need to create safety with rest, whether that's 10 minutes doing a face mask and not having any guilt about it, whether that's doing a gua sha before you go to bed, whether that's taking 5 minutes to meditate in the morning. This could be even taking 10 minutes in silence before opening your laptop or leaving a project 80% done instead of perfect. Every time you rest and the world doesn't collapse, you rewire your nervous system to believe, I'm safe when I'm not hustling. Step two, redefine productivity. Ask yourself, what if rest is productive? What if my magnetism increases the more I regulate my energy? Because scientifically, it does. Creativity, intuition, and emotional regulation all peak when your brain is calm. You don't attract abundance through overdrive. You attract it through alignment. And step three, choose energetic alignment over effort. This is where human design comes in. For me, as a projector, I had to learn that my energy isn't meant to be used constantly. My power comes from guiding, not grinding. And for generators or manifesting generators, it's about doing what lights you up, not what drains you. When your energy is aligned, you become magnetic and opportunities flow to you. If you struggle with feeling safe to rest and relax, if you feel like you're always burning yourself out and hustling, I highly, highly recommend learning what your human design energy type is, because once you know the best way to live in alignment with your energy, everything in your life will shift. I get so much more done now working in alignment with my projector energy than I ever did trying to work like a generator who was not a generator. Let's get a little nerdy for a second. When you slow down and regulate your nervous system, your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that's responsible for creative problem solving and intuition, turns on. When you're hustling, that part shuts down because your body thinks you're in danger. So rest isn't laziness. It's a neurological requirement for abundance. When your body feels safe, it finally opens to receive. That's why my clients who come to me and we do the subconscious reprogramming work, rewiring those old I have to work hard for money beliefs, start making more while doing less, because they're finally in receiving mode, not survival mode. If you've been hustling and you still don't know why your bank account isn't overflowing, it's because you literally have not created a state for you to be able to receive. Point blank, period. So, how to start attracting more ease and abundance now. 3 quick shifts that you can try this week. Start your day with a nervous system check-in. Ask, am I grounded or in survival mode right now? If you feel tense, pause and breathe before you act. 2, set energetic boundaries with your time. Don't let guilt drive your calendar. Let intuition and alignment guide it. Don't be afraid to cancel plans or say no to things that are going to cut into time that you could be resting, but instead you're trying to fill it up with productivity. You guys, if you are stuck in hustle mode, I can't emphasize enough how powerful it is to say no to a plan or to cancel a plan. If you've already said yes to a plan and you are feeling so exhausted and you do not want to go, don't go. Cancel the plan. You need to feel safe canceling the plans. You need to feel safe honoring your energy and where you at right now. And you need to also feel safe to say no in the first place. Ask yourself, do I actually want to do this? Or am I saying yes to this because I need to fake productivity? Because I cannot fathom the idea of laying in my bed and bed rotting all day. And 3, celebrate rest. Every time you rest, say out loud, I'm still magnetic when I'm still. When you do this, you're rewiring your subconscious to associate rest with success. You know, I remember when I first started my business and I was burning out every month trying to earn my worth through results. And I was just getting so annoyed. The content I was creating was not even that creative or fun anymore because I was forcing myself to create so much because it's what I felt like I had to do. And I thought the more I worked, the more money would flow. But the truth, money didn't flow until I did. Money did not start coming into my business until I got in alignment with my energy as a projector and honored that energy, honored the rest that I require to be the best that I am at my job. And that is when everything started to shift. When I started regulating my nervous system, working in cycles, and trusting my intuition, that's when the clients, opportunities, and money came with ease. And this is relevant for anyone. You don't have to be an entrepreneur. You can be a corporate baddie. You can be whatever. You can be a stay-at-home mom. The abundance still flows into your life through other people as well. But it will not until you feel comfortable with rest, until you feel comfortable receiving with ease. So if you've been feeling like you're doing everything but you're not seeing results, it's not because you're lazy or missing something. It's because your energy is still in proving mode. And the moment you shift into receiving mode, that's when everything changes. So, if this episode spoke to you, I want you to remember this. You don't have to earn your rest. You don't have to hustle to be worthy. And you get to be abundant simply because you exist. If you're ready to start rewiring those deep beliefs and creating abundance that feels safe, I would love to support you, whether that's through a one-on-one subconscious reprogramming session, long-term one-on-one subconscious coaching, or my course, Rewire for Rich. I help women of color break out of survival mode and embody the most magnetic, abundant versions of themselves. And if you're ready for support in that, look at the links in my show notes, follow the one that is intriguing you the most, or feel free to message me on Instagram at Elevate with Lauren if you want to talk more about what option is going to fit your goals the best. You can also book a free connection call with me in the link in the show notes. I'll help you get clarity on your energy, your subconscious patterns, and give you real steps to start moving forward. And if you love today's episode, please share it on your stories, share it with a friend, tag me at Elevate with Lauren, and leave a rating and review. It really helps the show reach more women who need to hear this message. And until next time, remember, ease is your birthright and rest is a strategy. Thank you all so much for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.